The whole goal, Dylan, is to prevent the amount your arms get behind your body. Simple as that. And if we keep the hands in front of our chest longer, set the club a little better, we'll be dialed in. Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, it's piped.
Yeah.
Two things we can do better.
Yeah.
We need to set our body up, coming over here. We need to set our body up to turn more efficiently to the top. And then we need to make sure our arms stay a little bit more out in front of our body, right? You're keeping the triangle together nicely there, but then right here, this is where you start losing it. Do you see how that center of body and hands goes away? And it continues to do so to the top. I'd love to see the arms and hands more out here, out in front of you. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the big thing. From this perspective here. Looking pretty good. But I just see the arms. The arms are just wrapping across you, okay?
Yeah.
So what I want to see you do a better job of today, we're going to talk about how we can, and we're going to try to get your hands a little more up in front of you right here, rather than having this right elbow up high. We're going to try to get it much more this way. So watch. Not this way. Right in front of us. This way. Okay? We need to control where your right arm goes. Your right arm is sliding behind you as you turn, which is why the hands get a little bit deep and that club gets, up in there, or the arms get up in this position, rather than, there's the line of my feet, my left shoulder is just turning my hands and club right down that line, and my right arm is in the shaking hands position. Right elbow, like you're giving blood, is going to be pre-rotated in a position that stays right there as you turn. We're not going to let this arm go this way at all. We're going to keep it right in front of our body. So we pair that with the left shoulder pushing the club back, and it looks like this. Now watch. Look at the space between my arms. It stayed the same as it was in my setup, right?
Yeah.
So from there, I keep that right elbow pointed towards the golf ball or towards my left arm, and watch what happens. The club then works right up the plane, and the arms and hands stay out in front of my body. A lot of people have these elbows wide. Widen that. This is like a disconnector right off the start. It breaks the arms and hands away from the body. But you pull those arms in, especially that right one. They're not tight too, by the way. They're not tight. They're soft. They're really soft, but they're in and together. And just keeping them there keeps the hands in front of the body center. I'm going to shift this down the line to give him a train track for his takeaway. Arms and hands push down that line, but get your chest fully facing your hands. You see that?
Okay.
Now ready? Keep
a
that.
lot more open.
Keep that there. Turn more now. Turn your body. You feel that?
Yeah.
That's the feeling. You know what most people look like? Where the chest is there, but everything's wrapped behind them. So make sure, don't let this arm swing. Just turn the chest and everything will be together. Essentially all we're looking for is your arms to not be back here and to be more out here with a more full turn. The more his hands go down the line of his feet, he's going to create more width, the distance between the center of his body and his hands, and more connection where his shoulders are actually going to be facing his hands. His mistake is that his right arm breaks down slightly and the hands get behind him, and that's where they pin behind his chest here, and the right elbow flies, and it gets a little stuck behind him, and he has to play catch up on the way down. He's on the track to make a better turn to the top. He has a little visual of his hands, of something that can guide the path of his hands. Now, all I would tell him from this point is to feel from here, more out here.
Okay.
And then keep that elbow.
Almost arms like
yeah, keep it there. Now, big turn, big turn. There it is right there. And then go out in front here, Kev. So you'll see a more full turn from a man here with his hands wider and more out away from him rather than back behind him. Because I want this elbow to actually get away from you out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people interpret that elbow being
Keeping
in
stuck, yeah.
as to keep it to the body. And you know what it does? It ends up making more of a problem as it goes back behind. Yeah. Elbow in is just the way that it's rotated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're actually getting it away from your body, but you're rotating it in. So when you look at the swing, it ends up looking like from that perspective, it's really down and close to the body.
Yeah.
It's just rotated closer to the left arm. Now, this is a really, really, really good drill to be able to identify if your set position is strong, if you've created connection and leverage. What I mean by that is this, buddy, check it out. If I were to go back and just kind of not have a really good set position, I'm like right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Behind
there's
you.
no.
It's all arms.
That's as good. I mean, that's as good as I've got right there, and that's only going 60 yards, right?
Yeah.
But watch this. I love working on this right here, where I set it and then rotate through. And what's cool about that is you can actually see there's a little bit of pop on that, even though it's a very short half swing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's nice about that is a lot of times when you get the club in the right spot, you should be able to see a couple things there. As you rotate, that ball ends up going dead straight without any manipulation.
Yeah.
But when you create the connection, look at the connection, you still do this, buddy. This is still the mistake. It needs to be more out there, like your chest fully looking at your hands.
Yeah.
But when you do that and you push away on that handle and create that L, well, now you have leverage where you can crack the whip as you rotate, and you have that connection so you can rotate to hit it. That rotation and the release of that whip leads to a pretty far shot. Create the angle, rotate and release it. You see how it comes off with like really good pop, good compression? If you do this and you just arms it back there, you're not gonna have any pop. So that's why it's gonna force you to do the right thing. I love this drill because if you don't get the golf club in the hands in the right spot, you just can't hit it anywhere. On the ready. Oh, hello. The right arm gets pinned behind you. Think about skipping a rock. If your arm's on the side of your body, it's gonna go this way, kerplunk. But if I have the elbow in front, look where it is. You release it later, there's more leverage, there's a crack to the whip. That's what he needs. That's what we all need. Nice job, dude. Our goal is to get to this as quickly as possible, where we say, okay, after getting this nice set position, I wanna turn and unwind, right?
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is I'm taking that set position. I'm not moving my arms. They are done. I'm shutting them down. They are already done. They're set. I'm just turning my body. And I'm ripping through with that same mentality through impact. Swing through the ball, past the ball, okay? Oh, Dylan. Yeah, that's way better. Watch, if I have it short like this and my arms are pinned behind me, look what happens when I turn and face my chest, right? You're like, oh my goodness, my arms are that far behind my body already. Okay, so we'll work on that from this perspective here. All we're looking for is this line here and a straight line out with the arms literally, boom, right out in front of us, right? And then from there, hitting little shots. Then we go to the drill of getting there, turning a little more, hitting some shots. Yeah, dude.
And make sure the elbow's like tucked at the top.
Yeah, more like don't let it get this way at all, right? Don't let it pinch to your body. Just keep it right there next to your left arm. Like look at the gap I have between my arms here. You see this, guys? I'm trying to maintain that. I'm not trying to widen that out. You know, widening that out goes this way versus keeping it the same throughout, okay?
Okay.
All right, bud. Woo! That was money right there. Job done.
Thank you.
At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.